We are reading from chapter 13 of Bhagavad-Gita, text 28 and 29. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we can do it with the harmonium. It sounds more. It sounds better. Sorry. Samam sarveshu bhuteshu Tishtantam paramesvaram Vinashyatsu avinashyantam Yapashyati sapashyati. So you want to do it? Sing it. Samam sarveshu bhuteshu Tishtantam paramesvaram Vinashyatsa vinashyantam Yapashyati sapashyati. Mataji. Samarthaveshu bhuteshu Tantam paramesvaram Vinashyatva vinashyantam Yapashyati sapashyati. Okay? Samam, equally. Sarveshu, in all. Bhuteshu, living entities. Tishtantam, residing. Parama Ishvaram, the super soul. Vinashyatsu, in the destructible. Avinashyantam, not destroyed. Ya, anyone who. Pashyati, sees. Saha, he. Pashyati, actually sees. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One who sees the super soul accompanying the individual soul in all bodies, and who understands that neither the soul nor the super soul within the destructible body is ever destroyed, actually sees. We can repeat together. One who sees the super soul accompanying the individual soul in all bodies, and who understand that neither the soul nor the super soul within the destructible body is ever destroyed, actually sees. Purport. Anyone who, by good association, can see three things combined together: the body, the proprietor of the body or individual soul, and the friend of the individual soul, is actually in knowledge. Unless one has the association of a real knower of spiritual subjects, one cannot see these three things. Those who do not have such association are ignorant. They simply see the body and they think that when the body is destroyed, everything is finished. But actually, it is not so. After the destruction of the body, both the soul and the supersoul exist. And they go on eternally in many various moving and non-moving forms. The Sanskrit word Parameshvara is sometimes translated as the individual soul because the soul is the master of the body, and after the destruction of the body, he transfers to another form. In that way, he is master. But there are others who interpret this Parameshvara to be the supersoul. In either case, both the supersoul and the individual soul continue. They are not destroyed. One who can see in this way can actually see what is happening. So actually, Mother Parvati asked me to read two verses today. So we will read also the next one that are very connected together. And the next one actually is very nice. So next verse we can read together again. Saman pashyami sarvatra samavasthitam ishvaram nahinasti atmanatmanam tato yati param gatim. One who sees the supersoul equally present everywhere in every living being does not degrade himself by his mind. Thus, he approaches the transcendental destination. We can repeat. One who sees the supersoul equally present everywhere in every living being does not degrade himself by his mind. Thus, he approaches the transcendental destination. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The living entity, by accepting his material existence, has become situated differently than in his spiritual existence. But if one understands that the Supreme is situated in his Paramatma manifestation everywhere, that is, if one can see the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in every living thing, he does not degrade himself by a destructive mentality, and he therefore gradually advances to the spiritual world. The mind is generally addicted to sense-gratifying processes, but when the mind turns to the supersoul, one becomes advanced in spiritual understanding. So I read again. One who sees the supersoul accompanying the individual soul in all bodies, and who understands that neither the soul nor the supersoul within the destructible body is ever destroyed, actually sees. One who sees the supersoul equally present everywhere, in every living being, does not degrade himself by his mind. Thus, he approaches the transcendental destination. Om Agyanati Mirandasya Gyananjala Shalakayam Shaksurun Militam Yenam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So first of all, I want to thank you very much to come to give me a little encouragement to try to say something today. Oh, I forgot my notes, so it's a bad start. I have written so many notes, I forgot, so I will have to just be spontaneous. So actually it's a very nice verse, especially the second one. The first one is very nice also, of course. So actually Prabhupada wanted us to meet together as many times as possible and discuss together about the philosophy of Krishna consciousness and exchange our different realization and different point of understanding, how we can understand things and realize this philosophy in so many ways, because it is a very nice way to associate between devotee friends, and it's very potent. It is said that Krishna is not in Vaikuntha. I don't know the verse, but he is not in the heart of the yogi. He is where his devotees are chanting his name and speaking about him. He is there. So this is why Prabhupada was very happy to see his disciple get together and try to exchange their understanding of the philosophy. Very nice. So these verses, there is two verses in the chapter 15 that are a little bit speaking the same. Explain in chapter 15. The foolish, chapter 15 verse 10. Utkramantam stitam vapi bhunjanam va gunam vitam vimudapa nanupashanti pashanti jnana chakshusha. The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spell of the modes of nature. But one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this. And the next one says, the endeavoring transcendentalists who are situated in self-realization can see all this clearly. But those whose minds are not developed and who are not situated in self-realization cannot see what is taking place, though they may try to. So actually it is the point that Krishna is making, that you need to be trained, you need to be developed in the science of Krishna consciousness in order to have an understanding of this reality of the soul and the super soul. In another place of the 13th chapter, Krishna himself will tell to Arjuna that all this knowledge is only understandable by his devotees. Nobody else can really understand this philosophy explained in the 13th chapter and in any chapter of Bhagavad-Gita. Only devotees can really understand. So of course, in Kali Yuga, to be a devotee means to follow the process given by Krishna in Kali Yuga. Krishna comes as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to spread the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And there is no other way to be a devotee. If we want to be a devotee in Kali Yuga, we have only one alternative, is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very pleased by anybody who can surrender to this process very nicely, chanting 24 hours and not criticizing any other devotee. This is a very important item, because we have a terrible mind. Our mind tends to see fault, to diminish the importance of devotees, to see something that is not so like to glorify so much glorification of other devotees. The mind is terrible. So we should be very careful that we don't indulge in this thinking, because this doesn't please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we cannot be a devotee without pleasing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the definition of a devotee, he wants to please Krishna, he wants to please the Lord by chanting Hare Krishna and by following this very simple instruction that don't criticize, even mentally, anybody. And this is very, very deep, very deep meditation, because what is required for us, what kind of attitude required for us to never criticize anybody. So I will ask you this question: what is your idea? What kind of attitude you would adopt so that you would never think anything that is different than glorifying the devotees? We should only glorify the devotees, appreciate the devotees. So what kind of attitude would help us to do that? What do you think? What is your name, Prabhu? Your name is?
My name is Santosh Chaitanya Dev.
Santosh Chaitanya Dev. Wow, so wonderful name. Thank you. So give him the mic.
I don't know, but I think if we try to analyze and we serve them personally, like doing some personal seva and doing something personal, which is something pleases them, right? Devotee.
Pleasing the devotee, yes.
If we do something which pleases the devotee,
Yes.
and if we can do that, and something which we don't like about that devotee, and deliberately doing that thing particularly nicely and asking about opening his heart to a devotee that I am not liking this thing, if you can, just think. This opening of heart can melt away the accumulated,
Negativity.
The desired things. And this way you will be open to, from heart, and you will be able to relish and the seva and any service you are supposed to do for that.
That's very, very wonderful. Thank you. Very nice, isn't it? Nice. Very nice realization. Prabhu.
Just in this sloka, Lord says, when everybody sees super soul in everyone's heart.
Yes.
So when you see super soul in the heart, then we should feel that we shouldn't have any enmity with the person.
Exactly.
Because the Lord is in him. So why should I have enmity? The enmity is within the body and the force of material nature.
Yes.
We are creating.
Exactly.
When we see the super soul is in his heart, then we shouldn't see that we have an enmity.
Oh, that's very nice. Yes. Actually, we are no more in the material world. We are in the spiritual world.
Spiritual world.
Yes.
So we should think that, but mostly we think we are in the material world.
Yes.
Because we are in the material world, we think that all the happiness and distress is coming to us by the modes of material nature.
Yes.
But we don't think that one. We think that this is the person who is disturbing me, that's why I am getting disturbed, or he is not allowing me to do something, so that's why I am getting disturbed. So we think in that manner, but when we think Krishna is in his heart as a super soul,
Yes.
so then the thinking is completely different.
Yes.
Because we are thinking about him as a super soul.
Yes.
That Krishna is in his heart, Krishna is in my heart. So I should respect him, and whatever he says, I should accept whatever he is giving instruction to me, whether it is to my liking or not liking.
Yes.
I should surrender to a devotee. Because every devotee is a devotee. We should think that he is a devotee. We shouldn't think that he is impure or his qualities are not good. We should always think his qualities are good, because Lord Krishna is within his heart.
Very nice. Wonderful. Mataji, you have something to say? No? I'm sure you have something you don't want to say. Okay.
Like our attitude should be like we are full of faults, so why we should see the faults of others?
Very nice, yes.
We should think that we are also full of faults.
Yes.
And he's also trying to do something, some nice service for Krishna, so we should not see his faults.
Wonderful. So there is a letters of Srila Prabhupada, very, very wonderful letter. One letter written by Srila Prabhupada in 1972, where Prabhupada is requesting his disciple to simply tolerate the fault of others and always think that I am myself the most faulty. In this way, your humble attitude will qualify you to advance very quickly in Krishna consciousness. And there is another letter, very nice, that I was thinking when you made your comment, Prabhu, that Prabhupada was very happy when his disciples were glorifying each other. He says, it is very nice to learn that both you and Sasvarup have highly praised Tamal Krishna. Similarly, Tamal Krishna has also highly praised you, and Sasvarup. This attitude should be maintained amongst your God brother. This will elevate us more and more to the top of devotional service. This is called Vaikuntha attitude. In the Vaikuntha, actually, there is no fault in anyone, but rather there is another type of competition. That competition is that one devotee thinks of the other devotee and how nicely they are serving the Lord. In the material world, the attitude is that everyone likes to think I am doing better than others. This is material conception. In the spiritual world, it is just the opposite. Everyone thinks that my contemporary devotees are doing better than me. We are trained to address God brother as Prabhu, which means master. This means that we shall try to find out always the serving side of our God brother. Sometimes there are misgivings, but that we should try to overlook. So it's a very nice letter. Prabhupada says that the spiritual attitude is to appreciate other devotees as better than us. The material attitude is to try to see oneself better than others. This is a material. Very interesting. And that's why Prabhupada wanted us to call each other Prabhu. Mataji also means Prabhu. It's another way to say Prabhu.
Nowadays no one calls Prabhu. Everybody calls Haribol, Haribol, Haribol.
Ah, yes.
No Prabhu.
So no more Prabhu. Okay. So another thing I was thinking I had before Parvati Mataji called me to do the lecture, I was very impressed because I just had this meditation that everything belongs to Krishna. Every living entity, every devotee, especially the devotee, belong to Krishna. So how can I think something that is not good about a devotee if I remember that this devotee belongs to Krishna? If belong to Krishna, that means he is serving Krishna, he is trying to please Krishna. So this is the only thing I should appreciate. All the rest is just my contamination, actually. And actually, to see the super soul in the heart of everybody, or to see everybody belonging to Krishna, is a kind of the same result. It is like this verse in chapter 6, Yomam pashyati sarvatra, sarvam cha mayi pashyati, tasyamna pranashyami, satchamena pranashyati. The one who, you know the translation? Santosh Chaitanya Prabhu? Hein? Santushti. Santusht, okay. Satisfied. Santush Chaitanya. Okay.
He's saying satisfied, not satisfied, pacified.
Pacified.
This is not a discussion point.
Give him the mic.
Should I give the translation?
Yes, please. This verse, Yomam Pashyati. Yes. Na pranashyami sacham. Pashyati, yeah.
Someone who sees me everywhere, in everything. For for that devotee who sees like that, who is having an attitude like this, I never gets destroyed. I mean, for them I'm always present, I'm always available, always.
Yes, I'm never lost for him.
Never lost for them.
Yes. And he is also never.
And for me, he too never.
Yes. The Lord is never lost for this devotee, and the devotee also never lost for Krishna. So you have also a comment. You have something to say, probably. No. Okay. So actually, I was thinking it is somewhere in the scripture. I don't know the exact reference, but I'm sure you heard about that. That if we remember Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is impossible to do becomes easy. And if we forget Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is easy becomes impossible. So this is the idea that in this Kali Yuga we are very, very fallen, and Prabhupada was also preaching to us that the attitude of a devotee in ISKCON should be that he considers himself very fallen. Like if we read the Chaitanya Charitamrita or Chaitanya Bhagavat, we can appreciate how the great associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were speaking about themselves with so much humility, considering themselves very, very low, very abominable body, very, very deep, bereft of any Krishna consciousness. So what to speak of us? So Prabhupada was asking all the members of ISKCON to adopt this mentality of thinking I am very fallen, and only because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so kind, so merciful, I have been given the chance to participate to this Sankirtan movement, to chant Hare Krishna and associate with wonderful devotees and take wonderful prasadam and so on. Have the darshan of Radha and Krishna, Krishna and Balaram every morning. It is very wonderful. But a devotee considers actually I don't deserve so much favor. It is the kindness, only the kindness of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it is a very, very nice mentality. And actually this it is interesting that this philosophy of Bhagavad-Gita, without the help of a pure devotee to train us, Srila Prabhupada, first of all, is giving his purport. He explained that you need a good association in order to see these three things: the soul, the super soul, and the body. Without a good association, that means the sadhu, the devotee, the pure devotee, there is no way you will be able to see these things. And the process is given that in the 4th chapter, that you approach tadvidi pranipatena pariprasena sevaya upadikshanti te jnanam jnaninas tadvadarshina. So it is mentioned, and it is more elaborately described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, especially in this 2nd chapter of the 1st canto. Sushusho shadadanasya vasudeva kataruchi sanmahat sevaya vipra punyatirtani shevam. That somebody who serves a pure devotee is doing a great service, because by serving a pure devotee sincerely, he will acquire the ability, the qualification to hear the messages of Krishna. And this desire to hear the messages of Krishna is considered most essential for our progress in Krishna consciousness. Then, nasta praeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati utamashloke bhakti bhavati naistiti. So by continuous service to the pure devotee and to the Bhagavat, book Bhagavat and person Bhagavat, we purify, the heart becomes purified. What is this verse? Vidunoti surit satam Shenvatam Svakata Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana, Ridi Antaksta, Hiyabadrani, Vidunoti Suritsata. That the Paramatma in the heart of the devotee, who is a well-wishing friend of his devotee, he will destroy all inauspicious things if we apply very sincerely the process of hearing the glories of Krishna and hearing the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada was asking us when he started the Hare Krishna movement to chant 64 rounds, because it is just the normal thing since millions of years in the Vaishnava culture. To chant 64 rounds is just normal. And the disciples of Prabhupada were horrified. How is possible to chant 64 rounds? So Prabhupada very, very mercifully, he gave the concession to chant 16 rounds only, minimum, not maximum, minimum. And to be very, very busy the rest of the day. Actually, this concession can only be accepted if we remain very, very busy for the rest of the day. And but actually there is a magic. I don't know, some of you, sometimes maybe you chant more round, especially here in Vrindavan. Maybe Mataji sometimes chanting many round, maybe this Mataji chanting many round, maybe. We should not say. We should not say. It is said that if you chant many round, better not to say. You should keep it for you. Because people become jealous. So, no, we are not jealous. We want to glorify the devotee. But there is a magic to chant many rounds. There is a magic, there is something different. So, it is very much encouraged to try to chant more, yes. Not only 16 rounds, chant 20, 25, 32, 64, 80 rounds, why not? But everybody does what he can, but it is, if we cultivate a sincere desire to make progress in Krishna consciousness, Krishna will guide us and will inspire us to increase our practice of Krishna consciousness somehow or other. And one essential item is this chanting of japa, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is 99% of your spiritual progress is in your chanting japa. It is very, very important. And actually the quantity will help to reach quality. We should not chant 16 rounds as a duty just to finish 16 rounds. Actually, it's a kind of suffering chanting. We should chant happily because it is so wonderful to chant, and we should chant with the idea, I will chant more than 16 rounds. Why only 16 rounds? I will chant 20, 25, 32. I will chant more today. This is the right attitude, especially in Vrindavan Dham. So I'm trying myself, so I can a little bit share with you. I'm trying myself. I'm not so much exalted like some devotees who can chant 64 rounds every day. I'm not at this level, but I'm trying slowly to improve, to chant more, because chanting more means also chanting better, with more affection, more appreciation. The Lokanath Maharaj is making this comment that pure devotion starts after the 16th round. When you continue chanting, this is devotion. Before, this is just, okay, I have to finish. This is not, okay. So by remembering Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what looks like impossible, like chanting 64 rounds, become easy. And by forgetting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is easy, that is chanting 16 rounds, becomes impossible. we have this realization, isn't it? Sometimes not even able to finish 16 rounds in some circumstance. Okay. So it is not, I should maybe not speak like that, it is very bad preaching. But it happened to me sometimes, especially when I take a flight from India to Europe or from Europe to India. I honestly have very difficult time in the flight to chant my japa, very difficult. Yes, very difficult. Very uninspiring. So I will read again the verse. Certainly I had some more notes, but I forgot then. Like this, it was more spontaneous maybe. But if you have a comment, if you have a... Prabhu, yes?
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, as Prabhupada said that before chanting, we should take the mercy of Lord Chaitanya.
Yes.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadada, Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So he is giving us this opportunity to remember Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and glorify him. And Mahaprabhu himself has told us that Kali Kali Hari Nama Kevalam Kalo Nasti Gatire Gatire. So he is giving this that in Kali Kal only Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the only authorized and that will clear all your doubts and misgivings in your way. That will be cleared by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Yes, this is very nice
so
point.
always he said that Harinam Kevalam. He said only chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the very important. We should always think that how we should chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Yes.
So this is very important to us, and we should always try to meditate that how should I be engaged in Krishna's service. Just like after 16 rounds, you said full day we should be trying to engage in Krishna's service.
Yes.
So we should see how by reading books or doing some services or some other things. Prabhupada said reading is also very important.
Yes.
Once Vidari Maharaj in Unbound, I wrote him a letter, and he said, just like you are making a cake,
Yes.
you put all the ingredients, but you forget to put a sugar.
Oh yes.
So it won't taste.
Nicely, no.
So this is just like a sugar. You have to collect all ingredients and add everything, then you can get a taste. So by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, you will get nice taste. So now when we are chanting, we feel that we are getting good taste. And I remember this thing very important that we should see when we are collecting everything, that we should see that we chant Hare Krishna. And we should try to read 1 hour, 2 hours. Prabhupada also has told that read my books for 1 hour, 2 hours.
Yes.
So when we read these books and read this Krishna book at night,
Yes,
night
also.
time also, even 10 minutes if you read, you get a benefit.
Yes.
So I try to read 1 hour Krishna book with devotee, and sometimes my Bhagavatam also, I read in my room. Bhagavad-Gita also I read 1-2 pages every day.
Yes.
So this is all the association we are getting of
Yeah.
Prabhupada.
Yes.
What of your devotee? When you are reading Prabhupada books, we are getting association of Prabhupada. This is the thing we put in the mind that how we should be right associate. Sometimes we don't have much service, and we should see that how we should take associate of Prabhupada by reading his books. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Very nice. So make another comment. No comment. So I will read for you. You have something to say? Okay. I will read for you a very nice... actually, she has many things, but she's very shy. She doesn't want. So everybody has many things to say, but the devotee are... We are not tricked. So anyway, I will read for you a nice section of Chaitanya Bhagavat, because it's so wonderful to read a little bit about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it is about the dear devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose name was Mukunda. So, all the while, Mukunda was hiding behind a curtain and adjoining room, unable to muster enough courage to appear before the Lord. Mukunda was loved by all, and he knew everyone intimately. No one could understand why he was being ignored, because the Lord greatly appreciated his singing. Mukunda was a wonderful singer. The Lord did not call for Mukunda, nor did Mukunda come on his own. Seeing this, the devotees felt unhappy. Srivas Pandit said, "O Lord, what offense has Mukunda committed at your lotus feet? He is a favorite of yours and is loved by all of us. Who can prevent his heart from melting while listening to Mukunda's singing? If he has committed some mistake, then punish him. Why are you rejecting him? Let him come before you, but he will never come unless you call him." Lord Chaitanya replied, "Never speak like this to me. Do not plead on that wretched person's behalf. He is a pretender who makes a show of humility and then the next moment is aggressive and offensive. None of you know him in truth. Mukunda is sometimes the perfect example of humility, approaching me with straw in his teeth, but then again, he approaches me with an iron rod to strike me. I cannot bear to see that duplicitous rascal." Srivas Pandit said, "We never noticed anything offensive in Mukunda's behavior." Lord Chaitanya replied, "This wretch agrees to all the opinions of Yoga Vasishta while in the company of impersonalists. Then, in the company of Vaishnavas, he pretends to be a devotee by singing, dancing, and exhibiting perfect humility. Then again, he goes to the camp of another sampradaya and rejects devotional service with aggressive criticism. One who claims that there is another process superior to bhakti factually strikes me with an iron rod. He commits a serious offense, and so I do not like to see his face." Mukunda heard everything while standing outside. Previously, because of the instruction of his guru, Mukunda had not accepted the process of devotional service, and the all-knowing Lord understood this. After hearing that he had been rejected by the Lord, Mukunda thought, "There is no more reason for me to remain alive. I shall destroy my sinful body." Mukunda asked, "My dear Srivas, please tell me, will I ever see my Lord Chaitanya again?" So Mukunda is desperate. He's asking Srivas like that. After saying this, Mukunda broke down and wept, and this scene touched the devotees' compassionate hearts. The Lord replied, "Let Mukunda go through another 10 million births. Then 10 million births. Then he will be able to see me." It's a long time, 10 million births. When Mukunda heard this promise from the Lord's mouth, he became overjoyed and began dancing like a madman in ecstatic love. It is amazing. Seeing this, the Lord ordered, "Bring Mukunda here immediately." The devotees hurriedly went and told Mukunda that the Lord had called for him. But being absorbed in ecstasy, Mukunda heard nothing. Lord Chaitanya again called. "Mukunda, your offenses are excused. Come and receive my blessings." Lord Chaitanya speaking. The devotees managed to bring Mukunda before the Lord. Upon seeing the Lord's opulent appearance, Mukunda fell to the ground to offer obeisances. The Lord said, "Mukunda, get up. You had lost your wealth of devotion by bad association. But now you have conquered me with your love and implicit faith in my words. You are my singer, and you will always remain with me. I joke with you due to our intimate relationship. Even if by chance you had committed some offenses, I do not consider them because you are my eternal associate. Your body is completely imbued with loving devotional service to me, and I perpetually reside on your tongue. Feeling himself to be very lowly, Mukunda said, "My Lord, I am so degraded. I know nothing about devotional service, for I am a faceless fool." Duryodhana was able to see your universal form, and yet he was annihilated because he lacked even the slightest bit of devotion. Without possessing the proper devotional attitude, how will I experience transcendental ecstasy, even though I may be in your presence? When you went to kidnap Rukmini, he speaks to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when you went to kidnap Rukmini, on her request, you know the story from Krishna book, many powerful kings protecting her were able to see your effulgent form, mounted upon the back of Garuda. So it is another version. In the Krishna book it is mentioned that Krishna came by the chariot of Daruka, not on Garuda. But apparently there is different version. These kings were able to see you, who are meditated upon by Lord Brahma. But because they put up a fight, they were all killed. Hiranyaksha saw you rise out of the water in your wonderful form of a... Hiranyaksha saw Krishna in the wonderful form of Varaha. Varaha, yes, boar. But he was killed because he had no love and devotion for you. Hiranyakashipu saw your wonderful form of Nishingadev, thank you. Narasingha. And yet he was killed by you because he was a non-devotee. My Lord, I have no devotional feeling, and yet, strangely, I am still alive. Kubja, the hunchbacked woman, Sudama, the flower garland seller, and the other residents of Mathura were able to see you. And yet, Kamsa was killed because he possessed absolutely no devotion for you. Mukunda concluded by saying, I am worse than an insect, and without a trace of devotion. How can I ask to see you? So you see the position of a so advanced devotee, eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya. He says, I have not even a trace of devotion. It's so incredible, isn't it? Mukunda raised his arms into the air while weeping, and his entire body trembled with ecstatic devotion. Actually, Mukunda was a pure and simple devotee with a spontaneous attraction for the Lord. Indeed, he is counted among the most intimate of the Lord's associates. Lord Vishvambar then said, Mukunda, your devotional service is very dear to me. Whenever you sing, I will be present. What you have said is true. One cannot see me as I am, even if I am before his eyes. One can see my true self only through the eyes of, yes, devotion. I am telling you something because you are very dear to me. Everyone's duty and their results, as prescribed in the Vedic literature, cannot be changed by anyone. I alone can do as I please and supersede these duties and their results, for I have the full authority to do so. Mukunda, I have made you speak the truth about devotional service. It pains me grievously if someone is against my devotional service. Due to causing me pain, such an atheist is deprived of all happiness, even if he sees me. So it is a very good teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that if you want to please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we should be very much favorable to the process of devotional service. Even sometimes the mind may be not so much enthusiastic, but it will please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. Vansha kalpa, tarubhyasya, kripa sindhu bhyaya vacha. Patitanam paramaham, Vaishnavabhyo namo namah.